Wait, is it even on? I mean, we want to capture everything, right? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, no, I'll just use a torch. Hang on here. Hey, it's Matt from HP Gaming GameLINK. We're here trying to find evidence of paranormal activity and apparitions. So come with me. We are going to investigate some asylums, some museums, some crazy locations. And we're going to try and do it all to try and prove those people wrong. We are going to try and prove the skeptics wrong. We are going to find evidence of all sorts of crazy paranormal activity. So come with me now as we investigate these crazy locations. And what was that? Did you hear that? It's getting real. We have to see what the hell is going on with this thing. Bear with us, folks. Technical difficulties. And man, these torches are hopeless. Let's get out of here. Run! Run! Hey folks, welcome back to another HP Gaming GameLINK video. We are doing another Kickstarter unboxing for you today, and something of a paranormal disposition. Today we are going to be hunting down all sorts of crazies and trying to prove the existence of those who live beyond the veil in the wonderful game known as Skeptics. Now this is a game for 1 to 4 players. This is a game of paranormal investigation, a cooperative game of sorts, and I do love the fact there is a solo component, which is brilliant. And this is a game where you're going to be running around either an asylum or a museum, and you are going to be trying to collect evidence to prove the existence of ghosts, which is absolutely right up my alley and absolutely fantastic. This is one that actually got funded on, or was funded on Kickstarter second time round. It actually got a brief run, didn't quite make it. Second time round though, it was absolutely funded up the absolutely crazy wazoo, and the stretch goals for this one are absolutely fantastic. Instead of having just 1 to 2 different spirits to hunt down, there are, I believe, 6 in this box. So very excited to see how that goes. I do like the simplistic design with the logo as well. As you can see there on the overhead, we are going to rip into this one and show you what it is all about. First things first, where's my knife? Now, when I was first talking to Charlotte about this game, she thought, oh, that sounds great. I would love to get involved. But with the renovations and everything else going on, it's been really hard to get her to sit down with me. We've just done Marvel Dice Throne, which is a fantastic game. But unfortunately, yeah, she's had to go back to school. So that's okay. We will get this one. I have an idea. I think, depending on how we go, this is one that I'd love to get a playthrough of as well. So when we go through the different spooks and ghosts in here, if there is one you would like to see us play, by all means pop that in the comments below. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, plastic, of course, always goes on the floor. We're going to pop this one down here, and we will go from there. So that's right, I'm excited to see the different components and things, and true to form, we do have a few extra bits and pieces that we're going to show you as well. But first things first, let's lift the veil, so to speak. We'll show you what's in the box. I'm going to bring this one over here and pop that just up here as best I can. I think it might even be, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how we go. Rulebook on the top, which is always a good thing to have on top, just to sort of see how it all works and unfolds. I'm just going to pop that one to the side there. We have the rulebook and lots of punch outs and tokens and things as well. I like the simplistic design. It's literally just a black cover with the logo, which is great. And I love this sort of a silhouette sort of style, which is awesome. We have setup, introduction, a bit of lore and mythos, how it all sort of works. The clock token. Now, the one thing I like about this as well is that the ghost only appears in each room on the board once at midnight. So as the game goes on, you'll sort of be able to pinpoint early on. It could happen anywhere. but as the game goes on, you'll be able to potentially pinpoint where the spirit is going to appear, and hence try to win the game and prove its existence. It is a dice rolling game as well. There is an element of luck, which is hit and miss. I sometimes do struggle with dice games, as those of you who watch the channel will know, but I do like the idea of being able to manipulate dice as well. The ghost card, how it works, summoning, ghost mode, etc, etc. There is a ton of stuff here. I love a good detailed rulebook. Yeah, and you can obviously adjust the difficulty to suit as well. But that is a rulebook. We'll get that one out of the way. We have a little expansion rulebook for the entity expansion, which is literally talking about how it all sort of works, the entity icon, the extra ghosts and things as well, which is very cool. We have a storybook. Now this storybook is just a bit more of a, I guess, to help with lore. Yeah, so it's yes, okay. So this is a storybook that details your investigations as you go through. So I guess it gives the game a little bit of a mini campaign mode, which is kind of great. I dig that. That's fantastic. We have the Twins expansion rulebook. So this is for the dual ghosts, and this is actually a fold out. So let's unfold this one. And this will tell you a bit more about the different ghost pawns, introduction, what you need to use, special items for the expansion, along with win conditions on the back. And I like that every different spectre and spook plays slightly differently. It gives it a lot more replayability, which is great. Tokens for days. You have your investigators here. So there's blue, yellow, red, and green. You have what looks like a zombie corpse, time markers, some sort of summoning token, different overlays for the board. And on the back of these, there are different spectral symbols as well. So when you place them out, you don't actually know what is underneath until you reveal them. So it could be a clue, could be an item, could be literally nothing here. And the chipboard on these is quite nice. I don't know how the overhead's getting that one there, but it's quite thick. It's quite a decent, durable chipboard, which is fine. And then you've got these ones here, which are your evidence markers, evidence of the supernatural, which is fantastic. These dice rolls, if there's fire, because I believe as you play through the game, you can potentially, at midnight, if you aren't in the room with the ghost, certain things happen on the game board. Doors may lock themselves again, fires may break out, machines may malfunction, all sorts of paranormal goings on. More punch outs. We have, this is the different ghosts that are in the game. So there's a child ghost that's got the difficulty there. So you effectively need to cover all of these different abilities here and find the evidence in order to prove the existence of the ghost and prove those skeptics wrong, hence the game's namesake. Now these big tokens, these are thick, durable boards. There is a bit of history on the back there as well. Recommended special items to use, helpful tips for finding and capturing or proving the existence of the ghost, and then the details there. I like the pictures as well. I do like me some supernatural stuff. I'm a fan. That is not true. That is very true. The woman in white, who is obviously someone who's a bit more difficult, summon dice, things like that. That's cool. We also have the apparition, who is looking quite scary. Limbo ability, gain a summon die, any ghost mode. And then you got the poltergeist, who is allowed to move objects and things. Did you hear that? Okay, that's creepy. We're going to move on very quickly. So the poltergeist is going to move things around. I don't know what the hell that was. I'm hoping that was my dog. I'm hoping that was the dog. Wow, that was crazy. Okay, we've got a restless spirit. Wow. We also have the shadow. I'm going to pop that one on the floor. So the restless spirit looks pretty nasty, looking pretty creepy there. I dig that. And then we have the shadow as well, which is looking pretty awesome. And then, so there's heaps of ghosts here. I do like the twins as well. I was going to show you those. More stuff to punch out. So the twins, especially twins, Twiins, they're medium difficulty, search markers, things like that. And I think as you explore and place search markers, that will give you more abilities and tasks to complete. I guess to give it a bit of a better understanding, for those of you that have played the Arkham Horror Files game Elder Sign, you'll know that when you complete certain rooms, you have to complete dice rolls and therefore roll combos on dice to accomplish objectives and defeat monsters or investigate rooms, etc. This is effectively the same sort of style of thing, but you're all working together for one large card as opposed to lots of different mini ones, which is fantastic. You have to, I think you can only complete one task per investigator per round, so you will have to work together to really, prove the existence of these spirits. The entity, electrical influence, that's kind of cool. I like that. Add 1 summon die to all pull actions if this token is revealed to a maximum of 8. Photographic evidence, all that sort of jazz. And I love the lore on the back of these as well. That's brilliant. All right, more punch outs because that's what we're all about. We have here what looks like magnifying investigation tokens. So these ones here will indicate different item numbers. So if you're searching here, there's 3, then there's 2, then there's 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, but effectively that tells you exactly how many items can be in a given room at any one time. You have the clock hour marker, which obviously sits on there and indicates which hour it is. And when the clock strikes 12, that is when the ghost will appear and cause all sorts of trouble. You've got these little overlay tokens that go on different rooms. Again, they are kept secret, I believe, at the beginning of the game. You've got item sets. So if you drop an item in a room, you place item 1 on the card at the side of the board and the item 1 torch corresponding on the board where the location of the item is. So that anyone can go in and pick that up. You've got clue tokens. So obviously, as you discover clues, you'll gain little clue tokens, which will help you prove the existence of the spirits as well. The clock itself is quite nice. It's a nice, big, thick, durable cardboard clock. Again, this is reminiscent of Elder Sign as well. It's interesting. I'm finding more and more comparisons the more we go through it. And you'll be able to obviously move those around. Now, the clock, you don't have 1, 2, and so on. You only have 3, 6, 9, and 12. So every 4 rounds, the ghost will appear and do some crazy business. And I kind of dig that. More punch outs for days. The game board. Now, one thing I love about this, the game board is double-sided. So you have the Asylum, that haunted asylum that is looming on the hill, and then the haunted museum as well, which allows you to go and explore different scenarios and things, which is fantastic. I have only seen the Asylum board been played. Now, I will say too, not a huge board. It's fitting in the frame. Hopefully the overhead is getting that nice and easily. The bed ward, treatment, morgue, padded room. Oh, so many places where things can, appear before you. It costs 2 investigation rolls on the blue dice. This door costs 3 keys on the special dice to open. So dice for days. There are blue investigation dice. There are green lock dice. And there's also, I think there's a red die as well as a summoning die as well. So a lot of dice being passed around, which is fine. You've got different search tokens here in the office, the entrance where everybody starts the game, and different zones you can move through. And each zone has its own number corresponding to the area, unless it's been named. And obviously, if the ghost appears in 4, at any point, it will not appear in that room ever again. So you know to avoid that when you're trying to be at the one location at the one time. The reverse of this one is the museum. Now, that one is gems and minerals, age of exploration. I kind of dig it. I like it. I like it a lot. Egyptian world, mammals, natural history. The entrance is here. You've got this big bone display. Do not enter this area. I kind of dig that. That's fantastic. Space exploration. I can't decide. The Asylum is the classic paranormal investigation setting, but the museum, there can be some crazy stuff going on down there, and lots of lore as to how the entity or whatever it is in the museum as well, which I kind of dig. So it's nice, a nice compact board, nice and tight, which means you can play it on a smaller table. That's good too. I like that. All right, what have we got here? Wow. Okay, so in the box here we have a thank you from Usiak Games and Designs for supporting the Skeptics Kickstarter program. We would not have funded this without you. We are already setting the stage for the next expansion. Here is a sneak peek for the Opera House, and there is a silhouette of a figure standing there as well. And that's the postcard that gives you a bit more of a scan for their website. That's kind of cool. There will be, and we have seen in the updates, there is an expansion that works for this wonderful game. I'm excited for the expansion. I'm excited to see where they take it, only because there is, I don't know, there's a lot going on here, and I kind of dig it. All right, so we have what looks like little standees for the investigators. Now, I don't know where I put my little investigator. They are very much just a stock standard investigation tokens. There's nothing too special. Sorry, not the standee tokens, I should say. Nice black plastic. They do the job, or will do the job, I would imagine, and they match with the standee. What I like about the actual cardboard standee folk, if I can get it in there, gosh, that's very tight, is that they have a black base that where the token will sit, so you're not losing any of the artwork on there as well, which is just brilliant. I really dig that. That's fantastic. He's going to go up here because he's going to be helping investigate the rest of this unboxing. We have some special tokens. We have the Twins expansions. These are special tokens just for the Twins expansion. Special item number 2, and obviously the blanks for the different die rolls and things you need for an investigation. Ouch. I do like that it's got little twin symbol on there as well. Very, very clever baggies for days. We love that. That's fantastic. We have the little tokens for the clock there. We'll put those on. Then we have, what we've got here is the ghost pawn. Now, we have 2 spectral ghost pawn, one in clear, which is the standard one you use the game, and this is for the Twins expansion, because obviously Twins meaning there's 2 of them. I'm assuming they're interchangeable, so the blue one could be used for the poltergeist, etc, etc, etc. Love that. All right, we have tokens and components. Now, I like the wood components. They're very minimalist, which is kind of great. I kind of dig that. So these, dropping fire everywhere. So the little green ones signify, and they're like roads from Catan effectively, but they signify locked doors that you place on the board. So when they're placed down the board, you can't. It's an impassable object. Once you roll those lock dice and succeed, you remove that green wall, obstacle, whatever the case may be. These are fire, or represent fire tokens. So if you have these in a room all around you, you are in big trouble. Avoid that at all costs. The blue cubes represent tasks that you completed on the ghost card. So if you're successful in investigation rolls or whatever the case may be against a child spirit, you will pop those on there and tick off one of your objectives. And I do like the fact they all fit in one baggie, but I will most likely separate them out just because it makes things easier when you're trying to set up, so you're not having to sift through all the different pieces like I've just done. Yeah, having the extra storage is very, very handy as well, obviously, because it makes things a bit easier. I've really jammed that in there. That's not great. Let's use our clock here and try not to bend that and break that. All right, so that's all there. Then we've got cards. Cards for days. And then we have dice. Dice are very important. So we've got summon dice, lock dice, and clue dice. And there are a ton of them, and they are big and heavy, which I kind of dig. So let's see, we've got here. Get that one out of the way. I'm going to push the box forward. All the dice are here. They work. I did not get one summon symbol, not one in that entire roll, because I suck at dice rolling games, as we're aware. I do like the fact that they are etched as well, which is brilliant. I'm trying to get a few there so you can see what's going on. So they're etched, which is nice. Oh, we've got a bit of a fleck on our green. That's okay. I do like the slight translucency of the green. It'd be amazing if they glowed in the dark as well. That'd be awesome. But you've got your different symbols there. They're etched, as I said, which is fabulous. We love that. Etched dice are always the best. Let's get that baggie back. We'll pop those back in here. Clean as we go, as they say, and then we'll have a look at some cards and then have a look at some other surprises that we have for you as well, because we love you guys. We love you guys. It has nothing to do with the fact that I simply want everything. That's got nothing to do with it at all. This is all for you. I only back these games purely for your enjoyment. And I will fight anyone who says otherwise, especially my wife. No, I'm kidding. She's going to watch this back and then slap me later. We are going to have a look at through some cards. Now, I will skim through these only because lots to get through today. We are back in term 3 of our school year here in Melbourne, Australia, and along with that, both of my children are currently at school or kindergarten, which means I have a sweet 5-hour window to record and take care of any sort of business that I need to get done without interruption. So I do have a plan to get through a few different videos today. All right, we've got a couple of different decks here. Let's get rid of these. I'll separate them out for you. And then at least, hopefully, we'll be able to see what's going on. We have different things here. They're environment cards. We have some seance cards, special items. Are these special items as well? We have those there, special items. Oops. Gone too far. We have a black soundtrack card. So there's a special link on this, which I won't show the camera. So you can click on that and actually download the soundtrack as you play, which is fantastic. Atmospheric music is really, really important. We have room cards that obviously determine where the ghosts will spawn. We have some playing aids, which are double-sided reference cards, that sort of stuff. I do like that. I would have preferred maybe something a little bit larger, but that's okay because they're still going to give you an idea. There's a lot of text on those though. And then we have items, not special items, items. So the clues, we have a clue big magnification on the deck there, which is fantastic. And on the back here, we have clues. You may have found evidence of the supernatural. You just need to get a closer look. Solve the following to reveal ghostly evidence. Roll 2 cameras. And then you can place the corresponding clue token here. And that's a collective for everyone, I think, which is awesome. So the clues represent different tasks you must complete on die rolls. And you can use cards and items in your inventory to adjust those die rolls to suit. These are effectively all different things. They get harder as you go, which is very bad, obviously. We try to make sure that we don't have too many issues there. And the clock symbol, I wonder if that means you have to do it at a certain hour, i.e. ghost hour at midnight. So the investigation obviously takes place over a series of evenings, I guess. Let's have a look at the items that are here. The item back is a nice big safe that you crack open to try and find all the different tools. Our watch ignores timers, so maybe that's the timing. The red symbol means it's a timed event, so you've only got so many times to have a crack at it before it expires. And then you've got the optic camera. Once per turn, you gain 1 free solve or prove action. EVP recorder, investigator bag. Now I am going to whiz through these. As I said, you can pause the video if you want to have a look. Once per turn, gain 1 free move action. You cannot run. A skeleton key. Reroll any amount of key dice during an unlock action. Add 1 key die to your inventory. EMF meter, clue dice, thermal camera. Once per turn, upgrade any 1 clue die icon on a search, solve, or prove action. That's cool. Once per turn, gain 1 free search action. Now, those are the standard items. And then we've got special items here as well. So these are items that are unique for each ghost that you're trying to investigate with. And also, I think some of these are starting items that you can start with as well. So you've got here a seance candle. Play this card on any player's turn to allow the seance on the ghost hour. Environment and room cards are not drawn during this turn. The ghost hour is played as a normal hour with all seance conditions. Discard after 1 use. Forensic brush. Coffee. Now that's my card. Play on your turn to reroll any amount of clue dice for search, solve, or prove action. Discard after 1 use. Lots of coffee. Radiometer. A secret passage. That's handy. Spectral stone. Summoning chalk. Yes. Oh, does that allow you to pull the ghost 1 space as a free pull action? Wow, that's cool. So if you don't get there in time, you can pull the ghost towards you. Summoning book. And the talisman. Play this card in the player's turn to ignore a ghost's ability when it appears during the ghost hour or in ghost mode. Must declare the use before the ability is used. This does not affect lingering effects. So risk versus reward there, I reckon. Because if you play that talisman and then the effect doesn't actually affect you anyway, too bad, so sad. Room cards. Now I believe these are literally to help summon where the ghost will be, and once the card's used, it's discarded and doesn't get used again for the game. Room cards are literally a very ominous looking doorway, and who knows what lies beyond. Place ghost in room number 1. 2, 3. Yep, this is all pretty straightforward. I do like the fact that it's a cracked mirror with a spectre in it. That's fantastic. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I hope those rooms that don't have numbers on them, maybe they're going to be immune to the ghosts unless there's specific cards. I don't know. I'm not sure. If I have that wrong, it'll appear on the screen beneath you. You'll have to excuse my sniffles and things. Melbourne is under a wave of crazy COVID infections. So I don't have COVID, but flu is getting around. It's been crazy. So if I sniffle, I'm really trying hard not to. I can promise you that. All right, environment cards. Now these are representative by the clock. And I'm assuming that's going to be things like environmental damage, fire, etc., which is fabulous. Watching eyes. All players choose 1 clue die on all search and prove actions on the next turn. Discard the card. Oh, lose 1. Sorry, it's a common. You get the feeling that somebody's watching you. Time elapse, which allows all players must immediately roll 3 clue dice. If any player fails to roll an eye icon, the clock advances 15 minutes. Terrible whale. All players must discard all magnifying glass tokens in their possession. Ouch. Scary sound. Malfunction. Horrified. For the next hour, players lose 1 summon die for all actions that require summon dice. Ouch. Hit on the head. Fire. Yes. False evidence. Electromagnetic energy. Slamming doors. Place a door marker on all open doors. So you could open all the room doors and then have them all close again. Ouch, that hurts. Player holding a flashlight is unaffected by this card. All players must drop items in the room. A dust cloud. A corpse. Roll 1 clue die. Place the corpse token in the corresponding location or room. Wow, all players are reduced to 2 actions except move actions until the corpse is brought to the entrance. Finding dead bodies. Claustrophobia. No movement. Collapse. Laser beams. So these must be used in the museum. So it's got the museum token on the bottom there. I like that there's room cards that are specific for each board. That's fantastic. Adds a bit of variety, spices things up a little bit. That is brilliant. All right, we have, I'm just gonna put these ones over here. Now these last ones look like they are special character cards. Yes, so these are different investigators, storybook perks. So you must be able to use these when you, we looked at the storybook mode earlier. So you can potentially have an ongoing special items that you start with. So you've got Mark Tanner, Thomas Archer, Kate Burkham, and Madame Brio. Yes, she's a clairvoyant. You can aid a player and make approve actions from an adjacent space unless blocked by a door or wall. So each character has their own unique abilities. I don't know whether these cards are used in just a standard mode, but I dig that. And I do like the letter of investigation as well, saying, hey, come forward and help us solve what's going on. And storybook mode sounds awesome. All right, that is it. That is everything in the box. That is all the components and tokens. I'm really excited to get into this. Now, if you're like me and you're playing solo or whatever the case may be, that's fine. But if you're playing with multiple players, particularly a game that requires passing dice around, that gets really tedious. Zombicide, I'm looking at you. So, Usiak Games decided, look, let's put an add-on here. Let's see what happens. And they actually allowed us to purchase another dice pack. So this allows you to have 4 extra key dice. 4 key dice, 5 clue dice, and 8 extra summon dice, which obviously the standard fare, it's literally a duplicate of what's already in the box, but it means you can pass those dice around, avoid passing the dice around and have 2 sets either side of the table for each player to share, which means you can potentially hoard your own set of dice as you add or lose dice throughout the game, which is fantastic. So I love that. That's going to pop in just in there. In addition, we also have a special promo pack for this one as well, which allows for some key items, other bits and pieces and cards as well. So let's open this sucker up and we're gonna have a look and see what is going on here. We have a promo pack card, which is literally just that. We have some special items, normal items, environment cards, dig a nose, and then some special clues. Now the special item card, let's start with the item. So the item is a music box. Once per turn, reroll any amount of summon dice. Once per turn. That's powerful. The special item we have is a Thurible. Is anyone here a priest? Play on your turn before the ghost appears. Add a blue marker to any space on the board. If the ghost and players occupy the space with that blue marker, players on this space may re-roll any amount of clue dice once per turn to prove actions. Discard this card and the blue marker at the start of your next turn. So it lasts a full round of gameplay. Digging that. Clues. We have 4 clues that are here. We have solve the following in order to reveal ghostly evidence. Reset if the current player's turn ends before it's solved. So if you roll 2 keys, you can then advance to finding a search token eye and 2 cameras. If you solve it, you get ghostly evidence for free. And that's the same thing for the box. Open the box and solve the riddles. Solve the following to reveal ghostly evidence. I like that. I like that. So if you have the opportunity to then present ghostly evidence with extra cards, I kind of dig that as well. Doesn't make it easier. I don't know. Those challenges look kind of involved. The environment cards, we have the other side. If there are less than 2 evidence tokens revealed, shuffle this card back into the deck and draw another. Otherwise, for the next hour, players must roll 2 summon icons on the summon dice to make a successful pull and summon actions. The space in front of you opens up into another world. And that goes for both sides of the board. Cold spot in the Asylum. All players that begin their turn in a non-numbered room may not take the same action more than once this turn. And then you have an orb. For the next hour, all eye icons are upgraded to camera icons for all prove actions. This does not affect search or solve. Discard this card at the next ghost hour is what you're seeing really there. I like that. So this talks about the different items in the promo pack. Clue cards continued, because obviously that talks about the different cards there. Vase, coffer, under pressure, and then the ghostly presence. So it gives you a bit more information on those specific cards and the rules that lie within. But that, my friends, is all of the components for Skeptics, including the extra dice pack and promo pack 1. Wow. I can't wait. I want to play this late at night. I want to play it when it's dark. I want to play it with the spooky soundtrack going and just try and prove the existence of these paranormal shenanigans. We may have done that earlier. I don't know what that was. I am going to conduct my own investigation into that loud noise we heard before. That was quite surreal and quite crazy, but I dig that. As always, as we've been doing recently with our unboxings, we like to give you an idea of how the game looks when it is set up and ready to play from starting setup conditions. And today is no exception. So what we're going to do now is roll that footage. Oh my God, I'm so excited. It looks so amazing. So the idea of having the Asylum, I think the Asylum board is where we'll start because it just looks awesome and it looks iconic. Especially the blue hues on the board looks amazing. Even though the components are not actual doors or not actual fire, wooden die cut pieces or the rest of it, I still dig it. Simplistic minimalist is not a bad thing. I kind of dig that. Don't get me wrong, I love my big box games as well, but this is just, I don't know, the fact that it's actually smaller than I thought it was. The box is not massive, which is fine. But I just like the idea of this is something you could easily fit in a game bag and just take with you anywhere. And the fact that it doesn't have a massive footprint on the table, that's kind of cool as well. I'm excited to see how this goes, how it plays. I will let you know how it goes. If my friends, you have received a copy of Skeptics and you've had a chance to take it for a spin, please let us know how you fared in the comments below. Which ghost is your favorite? Do you have a preference? How have you fared? Have you managed to prove the existence? Have the skeptics proved you wrong? I'd love to see how that all goes. As always, our Patreon subscribers, thank you very much for allowing us to do all the fun stuff we get to do. Thank you very much. Chef kiss to all of you lovely sweeties. We have the epic finale of my daughter Charlotte's campaign through the Lost Mine of Phandelver for D&D Live on Friday night. It is going to be amazing. Please stick around and enjoy that one if this video goes live before then. If not, check it out. It'll be on the channel. Plenty more to come. We've got other unboxings for you. We've got playthroughs coming your way as well. We have more D&D. We're going to be asking, there's going to be a poll as to what you'd like to see more of on the channel. Thank you very much for getting this far. Thank you very much for smashing that subscribe button. Go out there, folks. Be kind to each other. Help with each other's investigations of paranormal activity. Play more games. Be social. And we will see you back here at the table for more crazy, epic board game content. Until then, folks, it is bye for now.